Wait up. Look, that's not me. Leaving a BM in your yard, that's not who I am. I was embarrassed. Sometimes I just get so deep in my thoughts, you know? Like, deep. And I don't even notice what Kevin's doing.
Forget it.
You can hit me.
What?
One strike to balance the energy between us. I won't defend myself.
Okay.
Welcome back to Talking with Chris Hardwick. My guest is Elijah Wood. Talking Wood, I guess, is the show that we're doing tonight?
Talking Wood.
I think it sounds better than Talking Hardwick, to be honest. Although in the same family. But the new film is I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore, which won the Sundance Jury Prize. And my wife and I watched the movie the other night, and it's on Netflix, and you think it's going to be this kind of quirky comedy between these two characters who sort of find each other. And it gets so up in the movie in such a fantastic way.
It gets really up, yeah.
So how did you get involved, and what was the movie for you?
So Macon Blair, who's the writer, director of the film, he's in it briefly near the beginning of the film. He is in a movie called Blue Ruin and in a movie called Green Room, both directed by Jeremy Saulnier.
Yeah.
Huge fan.
Green Room's great too, by the way.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And I just fell in love with Macon and his work, and I met him at a film festival in Austin, Fantastic Fest, that I go to every year. And he was like, hey, I've written this thing. Would you care to take a look at it? There's a character that I'm interested in you for. And I was like, holy Macon Blair wants me to read a script that he wrote. I was really excited. So I read the script, and it was the best thing I'd read in so long. The movie, if you see it, is very funny. It's also got a lot of heart to it between these two characters that Melanie and I play. And it also kind of devolves into this pretty gnarly genre film. There's all these things kind of working in tandem that worked really well. And I was psyched that it all kind of worked out, that Netflix picked it up, and he got to make the movie that he wanted to make.
But there is this underlying premise, and also Melanie Lynskey is such a phenomenal actor. She's so incredible.
Good.
And really nice, too. She's very, very sweet.
Yeah.
But this idea of, I just don't want people to be assholes, is really sort of the through line of the entire movie.
It totally is. I mean, the movie is about her character, Ruth, and her essentially existential crisis of why is the world filled with assholes? Everyone treats people with disrespect. And it's just one thing after another. And it kind of causes a break where she's like, I'm going to take things into my own hands when her laptop and her grandmother's silver are stolen. And she goes on this sort of mission, ultimately to get her things back. But then it's about, well, no, I'm going to find the perpetrators. And it's so low stakes. It's not about and it's not bringing them to jail. It's not about going to kill them. It's about literally to be able to confront them and be like, you're an ass. You shouldn't do that.
Yeah. You shouldn't do that to people.
Totally. So that's her plan all along. So it's this really tiny, crime caper, but with super low stakes.
And you play her neighbor.
I play her neighbor called Tony, who, he's a weird dude. He's a weird dude. Yeah, he's got a rat tail.
He's got a rat tail?
Yeah. I grew out my beard for it of what little I can grow. And he's this guy that is I think we've all met people like this, people that are super into their thing that they're into. It happens to be martial arts for him, and heavy metal, and fantasy novels. So he's kind of a melange of all these things. And he gets, it's that thing of getting a little too psyched to where it kind of puts people off a little bit. And he's probably not, he actually isn't very good at martial arts, but he thinks he is.
Right.
So he's totally accidentally.
He's not afraid to kick people if he feels it's necessary.
At all. Yeah. Not at all. And he's not good. He does successfully kick someone in the film. But there's a lot of heart to him, but he's also kind of isolated, like Ruth is isolated as well, and they kind of worked well together. And it was just fun to play a character that is so different from me and so weird.
But but this feels like I completely understand, like watching this movie and just knowing what I know of you, I go, this was such a perfect thing for you, because it does ride those lines between silly and then super up at the same time.
Totally.
What is the darkness that beats within you? Like, what is the draw for you to horror? Because my wife and I watch every horror.
I know you're a big horror fan too.
Yeah. So what is it for you?
For me, It's a little nostalgic because I grew up with it. So I have a brother that's 7 years older than me, and he would show me movies I wasn't supposed to see. So there's that taboo element of getting to see, you know, Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors when I was 6.
Yep.
Or a direct-to-VHS movie called Truth or Dare, which remains one of my favorite films. So I had that, and this kind of thing of the forbidden fruit of getting to see something that I'm not supposed to. And then it stuck with me. I think I like the feeling of it. There's a sort of tone and an essence to horror that feels good and fun, and it doesn't scare me, but I find the energy around it fun. And I think I like the aesthetics of them. I think they can be oftentimes beautiful. You look at a movie like Suspiria. Suspiria is a beautiful piece of art.
Dario Argento, anyone? Dario Argento?
Suspiria is a very good film.
Two people? You should watch the Italian horror.
And I like them for all reasons. I like the psychological aspects of them, where you've got a movie like The Thing, which even though it can get gross, it's ultimately about paranoia, and I love that. But I can also watch a B-grade up thing just because it's super up.
Right.
So I kind of love the spectrum. But yeah, I don't know. It's not an easy question to answer.
But SpectraVision, so is SpectraVision wholly focused on horror or just any kind of subsets of genre film?
Well, we started out primarily focused on horror. With the interest, at the time we started the company, this is about 6 or 7 years ago, we felt, and it was true, there wasn't sort of a company consistently making what we felt was sort of elevated horror genre in the US. Most of the films that were being made that we loved at the time were being made in European territories. Things like Let the Right One In, or The Orphanage out of Spain.
Right.
Those kinds of films that sort of took the subject matter seriously, were more about character than they were about the genre elements. In some ways, you could almost, we always say the best horror films are the ones where you can take the genre elements out and still have a compelling story.
Oh, that's really
But there's something at the core that still drives it.
Are there any right now particularly that you're into?
Well, I thought Get Out was very special. That is an important film, I think. You know, I'll never forget seeing that movie in the theater, because that movie it's so subversive. You know, it's a movie that is essentially taking, you know, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, sort of, and turning it into a genre film.
And making a statement about our culture. That's a very relevant statement.
Genuinely making a statement about black culture and our culture.
And elevating the genre at the same time.
It's exceptional.
Yeah.
And to sit in a predominantly white audience and watch white people get killed and people cheer was it's pure elation. It's pure elation. That was an amazing moment.
So let's take a viewer question from social media. This is from at Hanya Saad on Twitter. How often do people ask you to be the ring bearer at their wedding?
I was once.
What?
I was once. Someone got married in the Alamo Drafthouse Theater in Austin, Texas. And I can't remember, I think it was during Button-Umathon. Have you ever heard of Button-Umathon?
I've heard of Button-Umathon, yeah.
So two people who I think had met at Button-Umathon got married at Button-Umathon, and I was the ring bearer. they literally, I think it was like it was a whole planned thing, and they were like, does anybody have a ring? And I, you know. And it was great. It was great.
Before we go to break, season 3 of Better Call Saul airs tomorrow night, followed by Talking Saul. We'll see you then. More with Elijah Wood when we come back.